Hello, everyone. Welcome to our very first webinar of 2025. It feels like it's been so long since we have had a webinar. I think our last webinar was like December 12th or something. So yeah, it's been a hot minute. So we're very excited to be here, and we're very excited to talk about social news. So we're going to be going over everything that has happened in December and over the holidays that maybe you missed, because I'm sure all of us were relaxing over the holidays. So we'll go over all of that. And then we do have a few things that you can look out for this year. So very excited. And of course, I have our social media manager, Jessica, with me, who's like the best person to have on this webinar, all about social media updates. So we're very excited.
Very excited. Mm-hmm.
And I see everyone in the chat sharing where they're joining from. Love that. We have people from Toronto, North Carolina, Chicago. Sarah, I'm new to HeyOrca, but I've subbed to the newsletter and follow you on LinkedIn. Love that. Thanks for joining. Love it. All right, so please keep sharing where you're joining from. We love to see it. And I'm going to go over a few housekeeping items before we get into all the good stuff. So we have so many of you here, which is amazing. And if you may not know who we are HeyOrca. So we are a social media scheduler for teams and agencies. And one of my favorite things is that our platform actually has unlimited users, which we love. So you can have your whole team on there. It's great. If you're interested in learning more about HeyOrca, if you go to the very top of the chat box and click that link, you're actually able to schedule a personalized tour from our account managers, Zach or Naomi. So if you're looking for that, you want to learn more, definitely head over there and book some time. They're great people. They'd love to meet you. And we'll get into some intros. So my name is Alyssa, and I'm a community strategist here at HeyOrca. So I work on our webinars that we do every week, our Facebook group, newsletter, all that kind of stuff. And I'll pass it over to Jessica.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm the social media manager here at HeyOrca. I manage the posts. And luckily, we have an amazing marketing team, so a lot of them help me out with the content. But you'll see my face around on all the social media platforms.
Yes, she is so good at making video content. If you follow us on Instagram or TikTok, you've probably seen all of this. And she is just so good at making videos, so good at editing. She is just the best editor. And she's so fast. So we love it.
Thanks.
And of course, we're still continuing our giveaways in 2025 because who doesn't love giveaways? So we have two different ones. The prize for each giveaway is a $25 Amazon gift card, and the amount is 25 in whatever currency you're in. So it could be 25 USD, Canadian, pounds, wherever you are, it will be 25. So the first way to win is go to our LinkedIn. We actually have a poll question up right now. It is, what platform is your brand prioritizing in 2025? So head over there, vote on the poll, and then you are entered into the very first giveaway. So tomorrow at noon, I will be randomly selecting someone who voted, and I will be contacting you to get you your Amazon gift card. And I just did see a comment. We will discuss the TikTok ban a little bit at the very end. It's ever changing. All the information is literally changing every hour. So we will touch on it a little bit at the end, and we can get some of your opinions on it all. So stay tuned. So the second way to win an Amazon gift card is share what you learned from this webinar on LinkedIn and tag HeyOrca. So since this one requires a little bit more work, you actually have until Tuesday at noon for this one. So share, maybe there's an update that you really liked, maybe there's an update you don't like and you want to share it, whatever you want, share it on LinkedIn, tag us, and you will be automatically entered into the second giveaway. And I do have a slide here. I want to shout out some of our past winners who shared awesome posts on LinkedIn about what they learned in the webinar. So shout out to everyone who's won so far, and we're very excited to see who the next winner is. And before we get into all of the social media updates, we do have some fun news. So if you're on our newsletter, you'll see this tomorrow, and you've probably seen this a little bit in the newsletter, but HeyOrca is actually going to be hosting their very first in-person event. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you our landing page here. So let's take a look. All right, and we have a date for it. So you may have seen this landing page in our webinar, or not in our webinar, in our newsletter for the past little bit. We now have a date. So we are doing our very first in-person event. It is the Community Summit. It's happening in Toronto, Canada on May 8th, 2025. So we are so excited, and we really hope some of you can come and hang out with us. We have so many more things to announce about it. It's still very early, but we did want to share the date with you guys before it is out there for the whole entire world. So we can send the landing page in the chat. If you're interested in finding more information about this, once tickets go on sale, you can sign up to be the first one to know. And we're actually opening applications for speakers. So we definitely want to get people from our community to be speaking at this event because you're all so smart and you're so good at everything you do. So we definitely want to highlight you at the event and have you as a speaker. So we have an application here. The application is in the chat. So if you're interested in applying, check it out, fill it out. The application will be open for 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to send an application in. And then once it's closed, we will review them all. And then if you're selected or not, you'll still receive an email from us. But we're very excited to go through all the applications. So it is there, and stay tuned. If you follow us on Instagram or on LinkedIn, we'll be doing kind of a live take you along with us while we're planning, because since it's a community event, obviously we want to involve our community as much as possible. So make sure to follow us because we'll be showing you all the behind the scenes, everything that goes right, that goes wrong, all of it. You'll see everything. We're going to show you all the things. So we're very excited for that. And that luckily will be happening in the spring, because if you know Toronto right now, you don't want to be driving in the snow. So springtime, it will be nice and warm, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You never know, actually, with our weather here. So, but fingers crossed, it will be a sunny, warm day. But after all that exciting information, we are now going to go over all of the updates that you may have missed over the holidays. So we're actually going to dive into a few video trends that we saw over the holidays and in December. And a lot of them you can probably still use now. So maybe give you some inspo. And then we're going to go over the updates from December. And then we do have a few things we wanted to point out that we think it'd be good just to remember through this new year, and trends that we think are going to continue or develop more in the new year. So we will dive right into it. So the very first thing we're going to go over is video trends. So we have 4 that we chose from December. Of course, there was many more trends than that. And if you want to find them, we do have a trending audio blog that has everything on there. But I'll show you a few that we found that we liked. So here is the first one. I'll play it here.
Well, what do you want for Christmas? A second? I need a second.
I would say This one is probably the only one out of the ones that we showed you that you may not be able to use just because they mention Christmas and it is not Christmas anymore. But we loved this one, and this one was super easy to apply to literally anything. Like she just applied it to her assignments at school. You could have applied it to, getting all your work done before the holidays. It was a very easy one to apply, which we love because I just like when a trend can be related to so many different things. It just makes it so much easier. But I will pass it over to Jessica for the next one. I'll play it here.
Did they have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh. They were
Popular.
right.
Okay, so all the Wicked trends were obviously trending. So I don't know if you can use this right now because it probably passed already, but this has been everywhere. I mean, Ariana Grande's performance was so amazing, but let us know if any of you used it for your brands. It's just, it was one of my favorites, and seeing everybody's renditions of it, I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. But we didn't get to do it because I think we couldn't use this sound, unfortunately. But
true. I loved this one. Yeah, I watched Wicked recently and loved it. So I'm still on Wicked TikTok. I see it everywhere all the time. It's like it knows I watched it recently. So yeah, we love it. And I see we have some lovers of Wicked as well in the chat, which is great. Here is the next one. So this one's another good one because it's one, I think you can still be using right now, and two, you can relate this to absolutely any scenario. It's pretty much just, that evil laugh that someone may think one thing, but it's actually another. You can really apply it to any industry, any situation. So this one is great, and it's only 6 seconds long. So that means you only need 6 seconds of video for this, which is so easy. We love that. All right, and here is the last one.
I'm on some dumb shit. By the way, what he say? You can tell I ain't missing no.
Okay, I absolutely love this. Again, you can use this in most fields because I feel like a lot of them are male dominated. So definitely use this. You don't have to use the hashtag if you don't want to, but definitely just say something that men do that women wouldn't do, and then you're good to go. A lot of people would relate to it.
Yeah, this one was good. I still see this around a little bit. But yeah, this one was amazing. I loved seeing all the different scenarios that people were coming up with. Love it. And we have some fans in the chat. Awesome. So those were the 4 that we chose. There are many more. So if you want to see more trends, you can check out our trending audio blog. We also have a video trends blog as well. So you can check both those blogs, and they're updated every week. So you can stay on top of it all.
There's a question. It says, how do I explain the value in using these sounds?
Good question. I would say if you want to explain the value to someone who maybe doesn't know trending audio or doesn't understand the different memes and trends, I would just show examples of other brands that are doing it. I feel like that's a good way to show, okay, these are how these people are doing it, and they're a bigger brand. Like, we can do that as well. But what do you think, Jessica? Is there anything else you would put in?
Yeah, I would say value is it's not always educational. I mean, it can be, but it could also be inspiring, relatable, and you don't have to hop on every single trend. So if that trend is blowing up, like, there's always going to be another trend that maybe fits more in line with your brand and field. So definitely, you can just be wise about what you choose and just trust that there's always going to be another huge trending audio.
Yeah, I love that. Like, you don't need to, go on to every trend that's happening, because then your page will just be like a trend page. But yeah, seeing what works with your brand, what's aligned, because you don't want to do one that maybe doesn't directly align. Love that advice. Awesome. So we are going to dive right into the updates now, and I'm going to pass it over to Jessica, who's going to go through our Instagram updates.
Okay, so I'm sure lots of you have seen the trial reels. So they let users create a trial reel, which means you can publish the reel to non-followers first and then see how it performs before you decide to share it with your community. Let us know if any of you have tried this. We haven't actually tried this yet, so maybe we should try it.
We need to test it out. I did see someone in our Facebook group actually was asking about this and if anyone has used it. And I think I saw a few people did, but I should check out that thread and see how it went. But yeah, if anyone has done it, let us know if it was really helpful or maybe it didn't really provide any insights. So yeah, let us know because I'd be interested to know if this works.
Mm-hmm. I saw one brand used it and they said it helped them blow up. But yeah, definitely. Oh, let's see. Right. The downfall is you can't schedule it.
That's true.
Cool. Okay. Next one. They also introduced screenshot blocking. So it blocks all DMs in vanish mode or when the view once is active, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And you can now schedule a DM on Instagram. So all you have to do is press the send button and then choose the date and time you'd like the message to go out.
That is very cool. I feel like I'm seeing scheduling like this, like DMs everywhere, which we'll talk about DMs and private communities in a little bit. But yeah, we're seeing more updates in DMs for sure.
Definitely. Okay, and then let's go on to the Threads updates. They launched a creator hub. This is really cool because it kind of highlights tips, tricks, and insights. And I love that Threads is really growing. Definitely hop on Threads if you haven't already. They also reached 300 million users. Definitely. Yeah, let us know if you are using Threads.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. And yeah, again, here they also started scheduling things. So they're testing the scheduled posts, but it does not include replies because they want the replies to happen in real time.
Yes, love that. And yeah, I still haven't hopped on the Threads train personally. I will have probably at some point, but I just have not yet. I feel like there's so many social platforms. I'm just like, I can't have another.
Yeah, I'm starting to get curious. I see it. I see it on my Instagram page. So then I'm a little curious and then I click on it. But I always learn something when I click on them, which is really cool. It's like a more, I don't know, it's a more fun version of LinkedIn. I'm really scared to say that.
No, it's true. And it's good that Instagram has it in their feed, like showing you threads, because that's always when I think about it, like, oh, like, should I go over there so I can read the rest of this? So smart of them to have that in the feed.
Yeah, definitely. They also added a new way to reshare content, and that will credit the original creator.
Nice. Yeah, Threads is constantly adding new features. Like every roundup we've done, probably for the past few months, there's just always been Threads updates.
Yeah, so much. All right. Take it away, Alyssa.
All right. So now we'll go into X. So you probably saw this. So this launched back in December, I think maybe for a smaller group of users, but now it is fully launched. So you've probably seen this, but if there are any parody or fan accounts on X, it will now show that on the profile. So you can see in this example under the username, it does say parody account. So that's good. So then people can know that some accounts are not real. And then X has also added new engagement data. So the analytics tab on X now shows the ratio of followers to non-followers engaging with your content. So that's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Instagram. But let me know in the chat, are you moving away from X? I find like all through last year, that was a really big topic of conversation of people moving away from it, not using it anymore. I'd love to know if even like you personally or your brand, are you using it? Are you moving away from it? What's going on? I feel like it's still happening where people are like, yeah, I'm moving away from this now. So we'll see what happens through the year. Let's see. My brand deleted X in 2023, moved away from X to Threads. Okay, so everyone is moving away. Blue Sky. Okay, yeah. Blue Sky is like the next big thing. I haven't really gone on there too much, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So I wonder if it's going to be the year of Blue Sky and brands are going to start to move over there. I don't know if any brands have moved over there yet.
Let us know because we have to hop on.
Yeah, if you're all there, we want to be there too. So let us know.
Let us know. We're like catching up.
I think we did save our username. So
we have one. We just haven't gone
on. Do you have any info on the new Instagram aspect ratios? I'll have to look into that for you. I have seen talk about this, but I haven't really dove into it yet. So I will check that out. Can you teach us about Blue Sky one day? I actually have in my webinar ideas a Blue Sky webinar. So if you're interested in that, we can definitely get that in the schedule. And I would need a guest to teach us everything because I am not an expert on this. So if any of you are Blue Sky experts, let me know and we can chat about a webinar because I feel like people want to learn more about it. So we will look into that.
I would love to learn more too.
Next, we'll do YouTube. So all of these social platforms are now doing games. Like I'm just thinking of like LinkedIn doing games. So YouTube has had these games for a while, but now they are multiplayer games. So now you can play with multiple people, which is fun. So the multiplayer games, it is in the beginning stages. So only not a few users, because there's probably a lot, but smaller group of users have access to this. And then in a little bit, they'll probably put it out to everybody. But if you and your friends want to play some games on YouTube, you'll now be able to do that all together. So that's fun.
I'm going to try that tonight.
Yeah, do it. Test it out for us and let us know. And then YouTube also releases auto dubbing, which is very cool. So you can now dub your videos with another language. So we love that. Just checking the chat here. I hate the whole games on Netflix. Okay, I haven't really played. I think I played a trivia game on Netflix, but I haven't explored any of the other ones, but I always see them pop up. So yeah, I have not tried them, but I see them a lot. All right. And yeah, so Pastor, I was like, wait, is this?
Oh my God, Michael just said, I've just seen Jessica TikTok about teaching Mandarin. Yeah, do you guys want Mandarin lessons? I'll give you Mandarin lessons. Okay, let's go on to the Facebook updates. So Meta tests a no edit tag for untouched images. I actually love this because you can see if someone has edited their picture or not. And I feel like sunset pictures would be really cool. And it just keeps them more real, you know?
Yeah.
They also are testing hiding like counts on Reels. So I've just seen this and yeah, let us know if you like it or not. But they're also testing this on Threads. And it kind of just gives users more control over how their metrics are displayed. Is this? Yeah, okay, that's it. Any questions?
You're good.
I'm like so scattered. Okay, LinkedIn updates. So LinkedIn adds a revolving slideshow option. So they rolled out a new option where users can add a revolving slideshow of images as the banner of their profile. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is very cool. And I haven't seen anyone's profile having this yet. So let me know if you have done the slideshow as your banner, please send it to us because I want to see it in action.
Yeah, it's so cool because I feel like you can show way more about your brand. It's like an introduction to your brand, which I think is awesome. They're testing a new larger video display. I think this is because they're pushing out videos more. So I'm very curious to see if that will help videos get more traction.
Yeah. Do you guys let us know? Do you post videos on LinkedIn? And if so, are you noticing that they're doing better than like a image post or text post. Let us know.
Let us know. Yeah. And let's do other industry updates.
All right. So personalized recaps are coming to Reddit. So Reddit will provide personal recaps for users, including posts, communities, and persona based on their activities. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of Blue Sky is considering subscriptions. So they're looking at how they can bring more cash into the platform. So they are testing add-on features like monthly subscriptions. It wouldn't surprise me if we see that, but we'll see. We will see. And then I'm looking at some of the comments here.
Yeah, lots of comments.
Okay, people are doing videos and they are doing better. So it's true. LinkedIn really is pushing the videos a lot more.
Nice.
Good to know. Good to know. We'll have to test that.
Testing currently.
Yeah.
We will update you.
Yeah. Next roundup, maybe we will have an answer for you. Okay, so we're now going to move into a few things to look for this year. So there's two things that you can keep in mind this year. And this one was actually from our CEO, Joe. If you were in our 2025 predictions webinar back in December, this is what he predicted, and I totally agree with it. So I want to get your thoughts on it. But we think 2025 will be a year of more private communities. And we are kind of seeing this in a lot of the social updates end of last year, where DMs were getting a lot of updates, and they still are. And then this would actually mean social media managers will be kind of managing these smaller, more private spaces. So I think we might start seeing this more this year. So we'll see a year from now if we were right. But I'd love to know if you agree with this. Like, do you think we are actually being pushed more into private spaces this year? Let me know. Check the chat here.
I personally love it when influencers do this, because I feel like I'm in a little bubble and just like we're like the first to know. Well, we're not.
It's so true. Yeah, it feels like exclusive.
Yeah, I feel so like, ooh, I knew it first.
Yeah, it's so true. Sarah says, yes, community is key. Yeah, when it comes to broadcast channels, I find that you need to do it where you're not spamming everyone that's in it all the time. Because when this first launched, I got way too many notifications from it, and I did end up leaving them. But there are some brands that just kind of do it here and there. I prefer that. Like, if you're having a broadcast channel, you can't constantly be putting updates every single day, because I just think that people will start to get a little annoyed. But yeah, we'll see. Let me see here. Is the animated header on LinkedIn just for mobile? I'm not finding a way to change it. It actually may be something that you have to edit on the mobile app rather than desktop. Now that you say that, I think I may have read that somewhere. So maybe check on mobile. Okay. I wonder if close friends might be used more instead of broadcast channels. Yeah, that's also a really good one. And you can even do actual feed posts that are only to your close friends as well, which is cool. So maybe that will take over as well. So yeah, I feel like we're just seeing a lot of updates regarding like private spaces. So we will see. And then the next one, this is a more recent update. It's not from December, but I thought it would be a good thing to bring up. So moderation may become a little tricky. We don't really know yet, but Meta announced, I think this was last week, that they're moving from the third-party fact-checking program to a community notes model. So this is similar to how X does it now. So Meta will allow more speech by lifting restrictions on some topics that are part of mainstream discourse and focusing on enforcement on illegal and high and like topics that are usually violations. But this means that you're going to probably see more maybe comments, political content, stuff like that. So I think this is starting in the US first. So they announced this, I think it was last week. So obviously we need to see how this goes. They say this community notes model works really well on X. I'm not sure if that's the case. We will see. So yeah, this is coming. So I would just keep an eye on it. I'm not sure if it will impact moderation if you have a Facebook group or you post on just Meta in general. So yeah, just something to keep an eye out for because you never know. So we'll see how this goes when it's into effect. But I see a lot of you are unhappy about it, and I totally understand that for sure. It is an interesting move. Awesome. And then before we hop off, I do want to get a pulse check on how everyone is feeling if you're based in the US on this TikTok ban. I feel like, and I did have slides actually about it in this webinar, but then they were completely out of date because things are changing so fast, like many updates a day. So very hard to keep up with. I would just make sure when we're looking at updates, just make sure you're getting your updates from really good sources because everyone is very scared right now. So we will have to just see what happens this weekend. I'm not sure, but fingers crossed that it's not banned. We all love TikTok.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even though we're from Canada, we're really sad to see that's gone in the US because so many of my favorite content creators are American. So I'm just going to be so sad when I'm scrolling and they're all gone. And I'm like, I probably won't use TikTok anymore.
I know. Yeah. It's so true. And Brittany mentioned very upset about CapCut. That's actually something I completely forgot about is the fact that TikTok owns CapCut. So if one is gone, so is the other. So we will see. I have my fingers crossed. Hopefully something happens and it's not gone. But yes, we will see. And just make sure you're getting your sources and your updates from like verified sources. Because I do see just so much information about it that it's hard to know what is right and what is wrong. So just make sure, keep your eye open and our fingers are crossed. And we hope that next week we are celebrating that it is still here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you heard anything or talked about Pixelfied as an Instagram alternative? I actually have seen people talk about this a lot, but I haven't actually checked it out myself. So if you have, let us know what it's like.
What's the most recent update you have?
I did see an update about the CEO of TikTok possibly being at the inauguration, and I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if that's like good or what, but that's like the last thing I saw. Take it with a grain of salt because I don't know if that's fully right. So yeah, I'm just finding I keep seeing different things, honestly, every like couple hours. So I'm just waiting until the final decision is announced. If YouTube Shorts fixes their algorithm. So YouTube Shorts, we're actually going to be having a YouTube Shorts webinar in a few weeks. Shout out our HeyOrca stan, Emily. She is our guest. So we're very excited. She's been testing YouTube Shorts for a while now. So she's going to teach us everything that she has learned. So if you're thinking about YouTube Shorts, definitely attend that webinar because it will be a good one. But yeah, that is everything. Again, fingers crossed. We are hoping we have great updates for you about TikTok, but definitely keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on it. And yeah, our webinar next week, we do have Christina Garnett joining us. And every time she's on one of our webinars, it's amazing. So she's going to be talking about building your personal brand through thought leadership. So keep an eye on that. It will be a really good one, especially if you're someone who's been wanting to grow your personal brand a little bit more this year. It will be the best. So check that out. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great rest of their Thursday, and we'll see you next week. Awesome. Bye, everyone.